On behalf of Jeep and the Chrysler Corporation, thank you for purchasing a Jeep Grand Cherokee, the gold standard for sport utility vehicles.
Grand Cherokee has many outstanding options and features, and this video will show you how many of them work. Keep in mind that this program is not intended to be a substitute for your owner's manual and the various warning labels.
We'll cover some of the items that may be included with the particular vehicle you've purchased or the option level you've selected. But for complete information, make sure you carefully read your owner's manual and operating tips brochure, as well as all sun visor warning labels.
For easy reference, the video is divided into 8 sections that are identified by colored symbols appearing on both the back cover of the video case and in the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
Some of the features we'll demonstrate can be programmed to work differently if that's what you prefer. We'll indicate these features in the graphic that appears when we begin to discuss the feature.
When we cover these features, we'll describe the default settings used when the vehicle is shipped from the factory, but you'll know that you have other options available.
Now, sit back and enjoy the presentation.
Your new Jeep Grand Cherokee is equipped with a remote keyless entry system that operates your power door locks. The key fob transmitter operates by radio frequency, even when you're up to 30 feet away. Simply press the unlock button once to unlock the driver's door, or twice to unlock all the doors and the liftgate. If you prefer, you can program the system to unlock all doors with a single press. Pressing unlock 1 or 2 times also switches the interior lights on for 30 seconds. The lights also stay lit for 30 seconds after the liftgate and the last door are closed. However, if you lock your doors, the light will turn off immediately. To lock all the doors as well as the liftgate, simply press the lock button once.
By the way, because your Grand Cherokee has remote keyless entry, there's no manual key cylinder on the front passenger door. This helps reduce the possibility of a thief entering the vehicle. An added feature prevents the power door locks from working whenever the driver's door is open and the key is in the ignition. That's to help prevent you from locking the keys inside or leaving the headlights on.
Remote keyless entry also activates the panic alarm. Pressing the panic button will make the headlights and marker lamps flash, the horn sounds repeatedly, and the interior lights turn on. The alarm will stay on for 3 minutes until you press the panic button again, or until vehicle speed exceeds 15 miles per hour.
Your Grand Cherokee may include the Vehicle Theft Security Alarm, one of the most advanced vehicle protection systems available today. When the alarm is activated, the horn will repeatedly sound and the lights will flash. The system is armed by locking the doors with either the keyless entry transmitter or the power door lock switch. The flashing red light on the top of the instrument panel indicates that the system is armed. To disarm the system, simply use the transmitter or key to unlock. By the way, it's possible to unintentionally disarm the system. If you open the driver's door with the key and then relock it with the key, you've disarmed the system without rearming. Be sure to use the transmitter or power door lock switch again to rearm the system. When the system is armed, you can accidentally set it off by attempting to open the door. To turn the alarm off, use either the transmitter or key to unlock and disarm the system.
If your Grand Cherokee has the alarm, it also features a Sentry Key engine immobilizer system to help prevent theft. Unlike conventional keys, underneath their protective gray covering, your keys contain a small integrated circuit chip. The chip contains a tiny radio receiver and transmitter. When you insert the key into the ignition and turn the ignition on, the car transmits a randomly coded signal to the chip located in the key. If the system receives the proper response from the key, it enables the ignition system and allows you to start the car. But if the wrong key or no key is used, the engine will start momentarily, run for approximately 2 seconds, and then shut off. Now, you don't need to take any special steps. The system works automatically. The only difference is that if you ever need additional keys, you can't simply have a duplicate made at the local hardware store. You'll need to contact your dealer to get a Sentry Key with the integrated circuit chip.
You'll notice the front passenger lap and shoulder belt system has an orange adjustment knob with two positions. The vertical position indicates the cinching mode. This allows tightening or cinching the lap belt when used with a child seat. It also allows the front passenger to tighten the lap portion of the belt. In the horizontal position, the non-cinching mode enhances the front passenger seatbelt comfort during off-road maneuvers. You should select the desired mode before buckling up, as it makes adjustment easier. According to crash statistics, children are safer when properly restrained in a rear seat rather than in the front. So children 12 and under should ride properly buckled up in a rear seat if available. Remember to never use a rear-facing infant seat in the front passenger seat. If you must use a forward-facing child seat in the front seat because the vehicle is crowded, please do the following to minimize the risk of harm from a deploying passenger airbag. Move the passenger seat as far back as possible. Use the proper restraint for your child, described later in this tape. Turn the orange knob to the cinching mode toward the seatbelt icon. Install the child restraint according to the manufacturer's instructions. Insert the latch plate into the buckle until you hear a click. Tighten the lap portion of the seatbelt by pulling on the shoulder portion of the seatbelt webbing. Any seatbelt system will loosen with time, so check the belt occasionally and pull it tight if necessary. Remember to move the child seat to the rear seat when space becomes available. The rear seat belts always operate in the cinching mode.
Next generation driver and front passenger airbags are standard on all Grand Cherokee vehicles. But keep in mind, they're only meant to supplement the seatbelt restraint system. Everyone in your vehicle should always wear seat belts or be properly restrained in the back seat in the appropriate child seat, even though your vehicle has airbags. The driver's airbag is mounted in the steering wheel. The passenger airbag is seamlessly mounted in the instrument panel above the glove compartment. One word of caution, a rearward-facing child seat should never be used in the front seat because the child could be seriously injured or killed by a deploying airbag. Make sure you read the sun visor warning label as well as the owner's manual. One important component of the airbag system is the warning light. It will illuminate for 6 to 8 seconds whenever you start your vehicle to signal that the system is operating properly. Your airbag system requires service if the airbag warning light does not come on at startup, if the warning light remains lit after startup, or if the warning light illuminates while you're driving.
Children weighing up to 60 pounds should be secured in a back seat, in a rear or forward-facing child seat, or a forward-facing booster seat. Now, older children not using a child seat should ride properly adjusted and buckled up in a back seat.
There are 3 types of child restraint systems generally available. Rearward-facing infant seats for babies up to a year old and weighing less than 20 pounds. Forward-facing child seats for children older than 1 year and weighing from 20 to 40 pounds, and forward-facing booster seats for children from 30 to 60 pounds. If you're using a booster seat, be sure to adjust the seat side to side as well as the turning loop so that the shoulder belt is properly located and goes over the child's shoulder and not the child's neck.
Infants less than 1 year old should be carried in a rearward-facing add-on child seat and used only in a back seat. Never install rearward-facing child seats in any front passenger seating position. The deploying airbag could strike the seat and cause severe or fatal injury to the infant. Refer to your owner's manual, the driver and passenger sun visors, and the instructions provided with your child seat or booster seat to make sure you're using it correctly.
The rear doors of every Jeep Grand Cherokee come equipped with child protection locks. When these locks are engaged, they prevent rear seat occupants from opening the doors from the inside.
The power door locks are programmed to automatically lock whenever vehicle speed exceeds 15 miles per hour, and also to unlock all doors when the driver's door is opened and the transmission is in park or neutral. Now, you can change these settings if you prefer. Refer to your owner's manual for step-by-step instructions. No matter where you drive your new Grand Cherokee, you can depend on exceptional stopping power and steering control from the Jeep's standard four-wheel anti-lock brake system.
Now keep in mind that your vehicle's ABS brakes operate like conventional brakes to stop in normal conditions. But when ABS senses that a wheel is locking during brake application, the system activates.
During an ABS stop, the brakes work differently. When you press firmly, you may feel a vibrating sensation as ABS controls the brake pressure. And when your vehicle comes to a complete stop, you may feel the brake pedal drop slightly as the ABS shuts off.
To maximize the control ABS can provide, there's only one thing to remember: never pump the brake pedal. Manual pumping of the brakes will diminish their effectiveness and will cause an increase in stopping distance. Just press firmly on the brake pedal and let the system do the work. To ensure that the components of the system are operating safely, ABS performs two self-checks. The first one occurs when you start the vehicle. When you turn the ignition key, the ABS light will illuminate momentarily, and you may hear a clicking sound. And if your foot is on the brake pedal, you also may feel a pulsation.
Another ABS self-check occurs when your Grand Cherokee reaches between 6 and 8 miles per hour. This time, the ABS will make a low humming sound. If you happen to hit the brakes at this time, you may also feel the pedal vibrate. If a problem is detected, the ABS warning light will illuminate, indicating that the anti-lock braking system is not functioning properly. If this occurs, have your vehicle serviced. In the meantime, your Grand Cherokee will still brake as well as vehicles with conventional braking systems. Remember, ABS will not necessarily reduce braking distance, but it will help you maintain steering control during braking, improving your ability to avoid road hazards.
Always make sure that your rear view and side view mirrors are properly set before driving. Note that the rear view mirror pivots at 2 points, at the bottom and the top of the support. This allows you to adjust the mirror's location sideways or up and down, as well as its angle. Taller drivers may want to take advantage of the double pivots to raise the level of the mirror.
Now, let's look at some of the important operating procedures and features that make your Grand Cherokee such an attractive package. The instrument cluster includes a number of warning lights designed to alert you to important vehicle conditions. These warning lights will briefly appear when you start the vehicle to check the bulbs and circuits. If they reappear while driving, the vehicle may require service. The seatbelt light reminds you and your passengers to buckle up before driving, along with a chime if you've forgotten to do so. The airbag light alerts you to a potential problem with the airbag system. The brake warning light indicates either that the parking brake is on or that the system is low on fluid. The check gauges light warns you of a potential problem with engine temperature, oil pressure, or the charging system. Look at these gauges for more information. Now, if the airbag, brake, or check gauges warning light ever remains on, they indicate that your vehicle needs immediate service. See your dealer as soon as possible. Your vehicle is equipped with a sophisticated computer system that continuously monitors virtually all aspects of your engine, transmission, and emission controls to see that they're operating properly. If the check engine light remains constantly lit, your vehicle is telling you it needs service at your earliest convenience. And if the check engine light ever flashes while you're driving, that indicates a potentially serious problem that could damage your exhaust system's catalytic converter. Have your vehicle serviced immediately.
The multifunction lever, or stalk, to the left of the steering wheel controls the turn signals, headlights, fog lights, and panel dimming. To activate your headlights, rotate the knob at the end of the left stalk. The headlight switch has 3 or 4 positions depending on the Grand Cherokee model you have. Off, park, headlights, and on some models automatic, which will activate the headlights as needed based upon the ambient light level. To operate the headlights' high beams, pull the stalk towards you. Even when your headlights are not on, you can flash the high beams by pulling the stalk toward the wheel and then releasing it.
A built-in headlamp time delay system is provided for nighttime convenience. To use it, turn the ignition off first, and then switch the headlamps off or leave them in the automatic setting. The headlamps will remain lit for up to 30, 60, or 90 seconds at your specification. For added visibility, you can also program the headlamps to automatically switch on whenever the windshield wipers operate. We'll show you how later in this presentation.
You'll find the instrument panel dimmer control on the inner ring of the stock. There are 6 settings to choose from. If you drive with lights on during daylight hours, you can turn to the 7th position to bring the panel lights up to their full brightness. Turning the ring to its final position turns on the dome light. Turning it all the way in the other direction prevents the dome light from illuminating. If your vehicle is equipped with fog lights, they can be activated by turning on either your parking lights, low beam headlights, or automatic headlights, and pulling outward on the knob at the end of the stock.
If you forgot to switch off your exterior lights when you exit the vehicle, there's a lights on reminder chime that sounds when you open the driver's door. And if for some reason you don't realize what you've done, don't worry. The battery saver feature will catch it. If you ever turn the engine off and leave your exterior lamps on or your courtesy lamps on for more than 8 minutes, the vehicle will switch them off to prevent your battery from being drained.
You'll find the windshield wiper and washer controls on the stock to the right of the steering wheel column. Turn on the wipers by rotating the knob on the end of the lever. There are a total of 8 positions: off, intermittent, which has 5 intervals and automatically slows at speeds below 10 miles per hour, low, and high. Pulling down and releasing the right control lever starts the convenient mist wipe for a single wiping action. To activate the rear wiper, rotate the ring. The positions are off, delay or intermittent, and on. To wash the windshield, pull the stock toward you. To wash the rear window, push it forward. To keep your wipers in top operating order and to avoid possible damage to the wiper assembly, remember to remove the snow and ice buildup that might prevent the blades from returning to the off position.
Your vehicle's power windows can be controlled from the switches mounted on the driver's door. For convenience, the driver's power window switch includes a one-touch auto down feature. For added safety, the power windows may be temporarily disabled by activating the power window lockout located on the driver's door. For your convenience, the power windows will continue to operate for up to 45 seconds after you shut the engine off or until a door is opened.
An automatic transmission with electronically controlled overdrive comes standard on all Jeep Grand Cherokees. Overdrive works like an extra gear and provides maximum fuel efficiency for highway driving. When towing a trailer or carrying a heavy load, for example, overdrive should be locked out by pressing the OD off switch on the left side of the shifter. An OD off light will appear in the instrument panel to indicate this. Now, to restore overdrive, press the switch again and the light will turn off. Overdrive is automatically restored each time you turn the ignition on, so you'll need to press the OD off switch each time you wish to lock it out.
But if you're planning on towing a trailer, there's more involved than just switching off the overdrive. It actually requires additional understanding and a bit of finesse. So make sure you carefully review all of the trailer towing and hitch information in your owner's manual before you hook up. Using the buttons on the steering wheel, your electronic speed control can be programmed to take over accelerator operation at speeds above 30 miles per hour. The word cruise appears in the instrument cluster after you've pressed the on-off button. This tells you the system is now ready to be programmed. To hold your existing speed, press the set button. To decrease your speed, press and hold the coast button. To increase your speed, press and hold the resume accel button. If you tapped your brake to cancel, just press resume accel to return to your previous speed setting. To return to manual control, press the cancel button or lightly tap the brake pedal. If you turn off the speed control using the on-off button, the cruise light will go out, erasing your set speed. You'll need to start over and reprogram the speed again.
The manual air conditioning system has been designed for easy operation. From left to right, the first dial controls the fan speed. The middle dial controls the air temperature. Turn it into the blue area for cooler air and into the red area for warmer air. The right dial controls the mode, or where the air comes from and where it flows to. Reading clockwise, the first mode is system shutoff. The second mode recirculates the air that's already in the vehicle. This recirculation mode can be temporarily useful for cooling your vehicle in very hot or humid weather and blocking outside odors or dust. But for optimal performance, return to an outside air mode. The remaining 5 modes all direct air from the outside to, in order, the panel vents only, the panel and floor vents, the floor vents only, the floor vents and the defroster, and the defroster only. To start air conditioning in your car, press the AC button. An amber light indicates the AC is on.
If your Grand Cherokee has the infrared dual-zone climate control, the driver and front passenger can each set his or her own desired temperature. The system will measure the temperature on each side using a sophisticated infrared sensor. Then automatically adjust the temperature, blower speed, and air direction to maintain the selected temperature on each side. For fully automatic operation, turn the fan speed knob on the left to either auto high or auto low, and the mode knob on the right to auto. Then turn the small center knob until the desired driver and passenger side temperatures are displayed. That's all you have to do. The system makes all the necessary adjustments to reach and maintain the interior temperatures you've selected. And for your comfort in cold weather, the automatic mode will not blow air until it has been warmed by the engine, except for a small amount directed to the windshield through the defroster vents. You also can override any or all of the automatic settings by manually selecting fan speed or mode with the large knobs, or by pressing the AC or recirculate air buttons on each side of the temperature display.
Your Grand Cherokee's center console armrest also houses a pull-out double cup holder that rear seat passengers will appreciate. Under the lid of the armrest, you'll find a space to store tissues and a pen. Coin holders are molded into the front of the storage bin, and slots in the base will hold compact discs or cassettes.
Today, there's a whole assortment of auto accessories that need electrical power. Cellular phones, fax machines, and fun stuff like picnic coolers. Well, that's why we built in this auxiliary power outlet. Unlike the cigarette lighter on the left, this special outlet will draw power from the battery even when the ignition is off. Be aware that devices left on for long periods when the vehicle's not running could eventually drain the vehicle's battery. In addition, your Grand Cherokee may also have a second power outlet located in the cargo area.
To make it easier to access the cargo area, especially in tight quarters, Grand Cherokee has a liftgate flipper glass. To open it, just push up on the window switch. Oh, that's going to look great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And when closing, push firmly on the handle. Gas props make it easier to open and close the window, which locks, by the way, when you lock the liftgate.
Now, if you ever need to open a locked liftgate when electrical power's been lost, look for this small access panel near the bottom of the liftgate. Remove the panel, and then behind the insulation and plastic sheeting, you'll feel a remote cable lever that will unlock the liftgate if you press it down.
Grand Cherokee's roof rack can carry up to 150 pounds of cargo. The roof rack has 2 crossbars that can be easily adjusted by one person.
Simply lift the locking tab on one side of the crossbar and push the crossbar in the direction you want to go. Then lift the opposite locking tab, and if necessary, open the door and stand on the sill. Grasp the crossbar near the middle and adjust it to the desired position until the locking tabs snap down into place. And there you have it.
Jeep Grand Cherokee's rear 40/60 folding seat is designed to provide the ultimate in flexibility, utility, and capacity. It's easy to fold the seats down to make room for even more gear. Just follow these easy steps. To start, you may need to move the front seats forward a bit to allow the rear seats to fold down flat. You can secure the seat belts to the hook and loop strips on the body trim panel. Next, move the seat cushion forward by pulling the loop located at the rear side of the seat cushion. Then, fold each headrest down by lifting up on the knob at the back of the headrest and folding the headrest forward. Note that the knob does not move forward with the headrest. Finally, pull the release lever at the top of the seat back. Then, pull the seat back forward to fold it flat. To restore the seat to its upright position, raise the seat back and lock it into place. Rotate the headrest into the upright position. Then, rotate the seat cushion rearward until it's latched into place.
All Grand Cherokees have a storage bin in the right cargo area trim panel. It may be open or covered depending upon the model and equipment level. The 10-disc CD changer is mounted in this space if it's been ordered. To keep valuable items out of sight for greater security, Grand Cherokee features a cargo area cover that works just like a window shade. The cover extends and attaches to the quarter trim. Now, the cover can also be completely removed from the vehicle if you prefer.
Your Grand Cherokee is not only Jeep tough, but it also may be equipped with the kind of luxury features you deserve.
Let's take a few minutes to see how some of them work.
Your vehicle may be equipped with an overhead console that contains the Electronic Vehicle Information Center, which includes 8 trip computer functions. It can display US or metric settings, an 8-point compass, outside air temperature, average fuel economy, distance to an empty fuel tank, instantaneous fuel economy, trip distance traveled, trip elapsed time, and distance to the next scheduled maintenance. It also displays warning messages that your turn signals are on. It's time to perform service. A door is open. The lift gate is open. The engine coolant level is low, or the washer fluid level is low. Finally, the Electronic Vehicle Information Center is also where you can program a number of vehicle features. For example, let's say you wanted to activate the feature that automatically engages the power door locks when your vehicle speed reaches 15 miles per hour. Well, you simply press the menu button until auto door locks is displayed. Press the step button to see your choices, and once you found the setting you like, you can press the menu button to change another feature, or press the CT button to restore the compass and temperature display.
Programmable features include the display language, US or metric measurements, auto door locks, which activate at 15 miles per hour, auto unlock on exit, which when the auto door lock feature is enabled, automatically unlocks all doors when the driver's door is opened, remote unlock, which unlocks either the driver's door only or all doors with a single press of the button on the remote key fob, remote link to memory, which activates memorized seat, mirror, and radio settings when the unlock button on the key fob is pressed, sound horn unlock, which chirps the horn when you press the lock button, flash lights on lock unlock, which flashes the front and rear turn signals when the key fob is used to lock or unlock the doors, headlamp delay, so that they remain on for 30, 60, or 90 seconds, or not at all, after the ignition has been turned off, headlamps on with wipers, which activates the automatic headlamps whenever the wipers are used, service interval, with distances from 2,000 to 7,500 miles, reset service distance, which you do whenever you have regular maintenance performed, low fuel chime, which alerts you that it's time to refuel, and easy exit seat, which moves the driver's seat back whenever the ignition key is removed in order to make entry and exit easier.
Some of these features depend upon your vehicle's equipment, and there may be some subtleties involved with these settings, so refer to your owner's manual for more information.
Grand Cherokee Limited models are equipped with the HomeLink Universal Transmitter, which is integrated into the overhead console. This handy transmitter replaces up to 3 separate remote controls that you may now be using to operate your garage door, estate gate, home security system, or other radio frequency activated devices. To train the HomeLink Universal Transmitter, follow this simple 2-step procedure. First, make sure the transmitter is cleared of any unintended codes by holding down the 2 outside buttons until Cleared Channels is displayed on the EVIC. Now, pick one of the 3 buttons to train and then put the remote control you wish to replace within 1 to 5 inches from the HomeLink transmitter. Using 2 hands, push both controller and transmitter buttons at the same time until you see Channel Trained on the EVIC display. Then release both buttons to complete the process.
The HomeLink Universal Transmitter is powered by the vehicle's battery. Once you've trained it, operation is as simple as pressing the correct button on the transmitter. Please note that some remote controls made prior to 1982 are incompatible with the HomeLink Universal Transmitter. If you run into any problems, refer to your owner's manual for additional information.
If your garage door opener receiver has multiple or rolling code capability, well, you need to perform an additional step for the receiver to recognize your HomeLink transmitter. See your owner's manual for detailed information.
If you have further questions about the HomeLink system, you can call 1-800-355-3515, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to speak to a technical assistance representative, or consult the owner's manual. Grand Cherokee is also available with a driver's side mirror that works in tandem with the inside rearview mirror to reduce headlight glare. To activate this feature, press this button on the inside mirror. Because of its distance from the driver's eyes, the passenger side view mirror is not a part of this system and does not dim at any time.
The Limited's Jeep memory system stores the preferred positions for the driver's seat and side view mirrors, as well as pre-programmed radio stations for 2 different drivers. And it recalls them using either your keyless transmitters or the 2 memory buttons on the driver's door panel. If you've selected the Limited, you'll notice that your 2 keyless transmitters are colored gray and black for your convenience. These transmitters match the gray and black buttons on the door memory switches. The system automatically recalls all stored preferences whenever you press either unlock on your transmitter or the appropriate memory button. Here's what you do to store your own set of preferences. Begin by adjusting all positions of the driver's seat, recliner, and side view mirrors to their desired positions. Also, program the push buttons on the radio to the stations you listen to. Then press the set button and either the gray or black button, whichever corresponds to your transmitter. When the red indicator light goes out, your preferences are set.
To program a second driver's seat and mirror preferences, simply repeat this procedure, this time using the memory button that corresponds to their transmitter. For your safety, the driver's seat will only change positions when the memory button is pressed if the vehicle is in park or neutral, if the vehicle is stationary, and the driver's seat belt is not fastened. If you prefer, whenever you move the key from the ignition, the system will automatically move the driver's seat back to make exit and entry easier. You can enable or disable this feature using the programming options covered elsewhere in this presentation. You can also store up to 10 AM and 10 FM radio stations for each driver. Just make sure that your preferences, either 1 or 2, are active when you set them. Otherwise, you may find yourself explaining to the other driver why rock now resides where opera once prevailed. We'll take a closer look at audio systems a little later on. And you'll also find complete instructions in your owner's manual.
The available power glass sunroof can be opened to any position or tilted up and used as a vent. To open the sunroof, momentarily press this overhead console switch rearward. This is the express open feature and first stops at the comfort stop position. Jeep engineers identified the comfort stop during thorough testing as an ideal position for the sunroof during low-speed driving because it minimizes wind noise and buffeting. Press and release a second time and the sunroof will express open all the way. As the sunroof opens, an air deflector will pop up at the leading edge to reduce wind and noise. Now, if you only want to partially open the sunroof, press the switch rearward, then nudge the switch forward where you want the sunroof to stop. To close the sunroof, press and hold the switch in the forward position. For the vent position, press and hold the switch forward from the closed position. This will create a refreshing flow of air throughout the cabin without completely opening the sunroof. Now, once you've parked the vehicle and turned the ignition off, the sunroof will still be powered for 45 seconds, so you can close it, but this power's cut off once the front doors are opened. Your instrument panel console may also contain controls that operate the optional heated front seats. There's a control for the driver and a separate passenger control. With the ignition on, you can select either low or high heat. Lights will indicate which of the seats are being heated. Grand Cherokee owners have one or two sound system options in addition to the bass system. Now, it would take a whole video to completely tell you about each one of them. So to learn the details of how your system works, refer to the owner's manual.
For now, we'll take the next few minutes to familiarize you with your audio system, beginning with something simple like setting your clock. When the radio is turned off, the time is continuously displayed in this window. When you turn the radio on, it will display the frequency and then switch back to the time. With the radio turned on, you can switch between the clock and the radio display by pressing the time button. To set the time, you need the ignition and the radio turned on and the clock time displayed. Use a pointed object such as the tip of a ballpoint pen to press down the small buttons marked H and M. Use the AM/FM button to select the radio band you want, or the tape CD button to play a tape or compact disc, depending on your equipment. Your sound system has 5 radio preset buttons located below the display window. Each button can store up to 4 radio stations, 2 FM and 2 AM, for a total of 10 AM and 10 FM stations. To select your presets, tune the radio to the desired station and press the button labeled Set. Set 1 will appear in the display window. Then simply select a preset button. To add a second station to the same preset, select a new station and press the Set button twice. Set 2 will appear in the display window. Then press the selected preset button within 5 seconds of pressing the Set button. To use the left to right balance and front to rear fader controls, press the knobs inward. They'll pop out, allowing you to turn them. Once you're finished making the adjustments, press the knobs back in. That way you're less likely to accidentally move them.
For tape operation, begin by inserting the cassette tape. The tape will begin playing automatically, and a direction arrow will be displayed. Press the side change button to play the other side of the tape. The fast forward and rewind arrow buttons are the same ones used to tune the radio. To eject, press the button labeled EJT. To operate a compact disc system, turn the system on and insert a compact disc. You can skip forward or back through the CD's tracks by using the seek buttons. To eject the CD, use the EJT button located near the CD opening. One available sound system feature we'd like to talk about here is the audio remote controls on the rear of the steering wheel. These control volume, mode, as well as seek and preset scan, the most commonly used functions. The right-hand control adjusts the volume by pushing the top or bottom. The mode button allows you to switch among the AM, FM, tape, and CD functions. When playing the radio, the left-hand control will seek up or down to the next clear station. When playing a tape or CD, it functions to seek your next or previous selection. The number of times you press the switch determines the number of selections searched. When playing the radio, the center push button scans or cycles through your preset stations. When using the CD changer, the changer cycles to the next disc.
If your Grand Cherokee is equipped with a 10-disc CD changer, you'll find it mounted inside a covered storage bin at the right side of the cargo area. For your convenience, the changer is wired so that you can change the magazine while the vehicle's ignition is switched off. You'll find controls for the remote CD changer are built into the radio.
Now let's look at some basic maintenance points you should be aware of. Over the next few minutes, we'll provide you with tips for keeping your Grand Cherokee looking and running its best.
That process begins now when your vehicle is very new, during what's known as the vehicle break-in period. This is a relatively short period for your new engine.
Drive moderately during the first 300 miles, but after the initial 60 miles, speeds to 55 miles per hour are desirable. In fact, while cruising, brief full throttle acceleration contributes to a good break-in. Make sure you avoid downshifts and, of course, stay within the limits of the local traffic laws.
It's also normal for your car to use some oil during its first few thousand miles of operation. This is a normal part of the break-in and not an indication of a problem. As your mileage increases, so will your fuel economy, and the vehicle will simply drive better.
To look under the hood, use the hood lock release lever located to the left of the instrument panel.
You'll find the most common underhood service points identified with bright yellow markings. Refer to your owner's manual for the exact locations and specifications. An important part of vehicle maintenance is keeping fluid levels at acceptable operating levels.
Many fluid levels can be checked visually. These include washer fluid, engine coolant, and brake fluid. You should ensure that these fluids are at the full maximum level as indicated on the outside of their reservoirs. Now, checking your oil, power steering fluid, and transmission fluid requires a little more effort.
Your owner's manual will explain where and how to add these important fluids and also recommend a service schedule for your vehicle, including a schedule for oil changes and tire maintenance.
The spare tire is located inside the vehicle below the cargo floor, where it stays clean and out of the way. The jack is mounted underneath the tire, while the lug wrench and jack handle are under the right rear seat cushion. Now, if you need to change a flat tire, be sure to properly position the jack. You'll find instructions located on the spare tire cover and in more detail in your owner's manual. Now, we'd like to show you how your four-wheel drive system operates and instruct you in some basic driving techniques. Now, some of these techniques also appear in greater detail in your owner's manual.
Your Grand Cherokee may be equipped with one of 3 four-wheel drive systems: SelectTrack, QuadraTrack 2, or QuadraDrive. Let's take a quick look at each, beginning with SelectTrack.
Four-wheel drive Grand Cherokee Laredo models feature the Jeep SelectTrack system. SelectTrack allows you to choose between two-wheel drive for better fuel economy, full-time four-wheel drive for year-round use on hard surface roads under most driving conditions, and part-time four-wheel drive for better traction under more severe conditions such as deep snow, ice, or mud. SelectTrack allows you to shift on the fly while traveling at any legal speed. But if you want to shift from two-wheel drive through four-wheel part-time to four-wheel full-time, you may need to release the accelerator twice in order to complete the shift. You'll also need to virtually stop the vehicle to shift into four-wheel drive low, which we'll cover in a few moments.
Four-wheel drive Grand Cherokee limited models feature the Jeep QuadraTrack 2 system. QuadraTrack 2 is a four-wheel drive system that automatically adjusts itself to slippery or non-slippery conditions. Normally, QuadraTrack 2 operates in a rear-wheel drive mode. However, if slipping occurs, the system senses the need to equalize traction and automatically transfers torque to the front axle.
Jeep QuadraDrive is a new four-wheel drive system that provides additional capabilities. Like QuadraTrack 2, QuadraDrive automatically adjusts itself to slippery or non-slippery conditions. It normally operates in a rear-wheel drive mode. If slipping occurs, the system senses the need to equalize traction. QuadraDrive automatically transfers torque not only between the front and rear axles, but also between the left and right wheels of each axle. What that means to you is, as long as just one wheel has traction, you'll be able to move.
All three four-wheel drive systems offer a four-low mode. When you need greater pulling power at low speeds, improved handling and control in extremely rugged terrain, and whatever extra traction is required off pavement, you can shift into four-wheel drive low range. 4-Low provides maximum four-wheel drive traction by locking the front and rear drive shafts.
Here's what you do to shift into 4-Low. Slow down to 2 or 3 miles per hour, then shift the transmission into neutral. While you're still rolling, pull the transfer case lever into 4-Low without pausing in neutral. You'll hear a noise as the gears mesh. This is normal. When you're done, return the transmission to any gear you wish. To shift out of 4-Low, slow down again to 2 or 3 miles per hour and simply reverse the process. Remember, 4-Low should only be used at low speeds and in slippery or very rugged terrain.
There are two important things to keep in mind when driving off pavement. First, tread lightly on the environment and respect local land use restrictions. And second, always remember to buckle up and drive sensibly, because even when you're out seeking fun and adventure, safety must always come first. Utility vehicles have a higher ground clearance than most passenger cars so that they're able to perform in a variety of off-pavement conditions. However, they are not designed for cornering at the same speed, so whenever possible, avoid sharp turns and abrupt maneuvers. Okay, now let's go over a few four-wheel driving techniques.
Now here are the basic procedures if you get stuck in sand or snow. Don't race the motor and spin the wheels, or you'll only dig a deeper hole. Gently rock your Grand Cherokee back and forth and turn the steering wheel left to right until you gain traction. You can also increase the traction by placing floor mats in front of your tires. In sand, use any available water and wet in front of the wheels to create a firmer base.
Be extremely cautious of driving in deep water. The first thing to do is check the depth, avoiding water that's higher than the bottom of the wheel hubs. If you're able to move on, maintain a slow, steady momentum. Make sure you take extra precautions even after driving in the rain, because wet brakes often behave differently. And make sure you ride the brakes lightly to help them dry out quickly.
When you need to tackle a hill, make sure you follow these instructions. Always try to go straight up or down. Never drive a hill at an angle, or the vehicle may become unstable. At all times, keep your wheels on the ground. Now, this might seem obvious, but we sometimes see exaggerations of what vehicles can do. And when you start out, use sufficient climbing power at the bottom, and then as you approach the top, ease up.
Whenever you get behind the wheel, always be aware of your vehicle's center of gravity, and never drive at an angle along hillsides. If you must drive along a sloping shoulder or a shallow ditch, make only gradual steering adjustments. And whatever you do, don't make sudden steering corrections. The more gentle and gradual you work back onto the road, the more successful you'll be.
When you encounter a log or other obstacle, make sure you investigate the situation before you make your move. It may be easiest to cross over the obstacle at a slight angle, one wheel at a time. And always be aware of your vehicle's ground clearance. Obviously, you can't scale a 12-inch log if your clearance is only 8 inches.
There's only one thing better than a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and that's one that's complete with genuine Mopar accessories. Mopar accessories are designed and tested to meet the highest standards, and more importantly, they're made exclusively for your vehicle. Here's just a sample of the great products available from Mopar. This unique one-piece molded brush guard is made of lightweight yet rugged plastic, while the tubular grill and brush grill guards are made of rugged steel and are available with chrome, black steel, silver aluminum, and painted finishes. Premium running boards make it easier to get in and out of Grand Cherokee. They're made of steel with a durable plastic cladding and feature a skid-resistant step surface. This AM/FM radio cassette features a 3-band graphic equalizer and integrated controls for a remote CD changer, such as this unit that holds 10 discs and uses a viscous anti-vibration system to reduce skipping. Mopar's hitch mount bike carrier holds up to 4 bikes. A unique fold-down feature allows you to access the cargo area without removing the bikes. Fork mount and upright bike carriers that mount to the Mopar Sports Utility Bar are also available. The fully adjustable canoe carrier mounts to the Mopar Sports Utility Bar. The kayak carrier is also suitable for surfboards or sailboards. Its multi-position cradles fit flat or curved hulls. Owners who need even more cargo space should consider the roof basket carrier. It's ideal for hauling bulky or oversized items, which can be protected by an available weatherproof luggage carrier. The durable, weather-resistant air porter carriers are designed to hold downhill or cross-country skis or snowboards. They're lockable and include wheels for easy transporting and can be checked as luggage at the airport. This heavy-duty rubber folding cargo mat helps protect your Grand Cherokee against wear, soils, and stains. It's designed to work with the rear seat backs up or down. Plus, Mopar has a wide range of items designed to help you use your Grand Cherokee for towing. See your dealer for more information about the complete line of great Mopar accessories. You can also visit their website at www.mopar.com. You know, Jeep vehicles are as tough as they come. There's just so much they can do, so many breathtaking places they can go.
And that's why Jeep Jamborees were born. Now that's where Jeep owners discover all of the off-highway excitement their vehicles have to offer. Jamborees are held at various sites over 3-day weekends from February to October. Under the guidance of experts, Jeep Jamboree participants learn how to traverse terrain they previously thought impassable.
And Jeep owners have responded enthusiastically since the first Jeep Jamboree was held on the Rubicon Trail in California back in 1953. In fact, they're so popular today, Jamborees are now held throughout the U.S. as well as in Canada, Europe, and Australia. One of Jeep Jamboree's biggest selling points is the beautiful scenery that surrounds you no matter which event you choose. And Jeep Jamborees are always designed to have minimal impact on the surrounding environment in order to preserve that beauty. Some Jamborees include activities such as fishing and hiking. Some involve outdoor camping, while others end up at historic inns. There's always plenty of fun and adventure for the entire family.
And don't forget, you're in a league all your own because only Jeep vehicles and their owners participate in Jeep Jamborees. For complete information and a list of this year's Jamboree locations, make sure you receive the current Jeep Jamboree USA guidebook from your dealer or call 1-800-925-JEEP.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground, but now it's time you get out there and find out what real driving is all about.
If you should experience any trouble along the way, keep in mind that your Grand Cherokee comes with 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week roadside assistance. It's only a phone call away.
For more information about roadside assistance, refer to the Roadside Assistance Information Guide that's contained in your owner's manual packet, or contact your dealer. Enjoy your Jeep!